Hello,
Hello, hello.
hello,
You
hello,
can't steal
hello.
it. Yeah, I feel betrayed every time, Mary.
I know,
Hello, hello, hello is my intro.
I know, I know.
It throws us off our game when you come right out of the gates like that and just take how I say hello to the audience. I don't know how to feel about it.
I need to find my own hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, you
If
absolutely
anyone
do.
has any suggestions on what my greeting catchphrase can be, please let me know.
We've got somebody excited, majoring in data, which is super cool to see.
Ooh,
Lots of excited people, though. So.
Maybe I'll start saying hi, hey, hello.
I feel like I think hi, hey, howdy, because I use the hellos. We don't need more hellos.
I can't even use the word hello now.
I'm just providing feedback here. I'm thinking we could keep it spicy, keep it engaging, keep it different. But if you want to throw a hello in, I'm not going to stop you.
We will see. We will see. Maybe I'll come back at Web3 Week with a brand new catchphrase.
I like this one, the hello, hello.
Hello, hello. That is good.
It's fun to say, so I'm into that one.
I like that.
Me howdy? Or is this like a meow, meowdy?
How a cat saying howdy?
This is my first time participating in Global Hack Week. I'm very excited. I promise we'll be serious and explain what's going on in a second, but before that, we're going to be silly and goof around. Yes, it was a cat howdy. Love it. Love to see it. I did see some reports that folks were having trouble joining the Discord. I just want to quickly fix that if I can.
Ryan's on the case.
I just updated that page, so if anyone in chat was getting that Discord bug where you're getting the domain error, it was just a typo in the URL. So if you click on it again, it should be updated now for y'all. You should be 100% good to go and join Discord. Amazing. If not, let us know in chat while we're doing opening, and we'll fix it as we need to as we're going through. Yes. So with that, shall we introduce ourselves here, Mary? Should we get going?
I think it's about that time. Let's start by introducing ourselves to the folks at home. Ryan, who are you?
I'm Ryan. I'm our director of events here at Major League Hacking. So I get to work with our entire team of folks who work on our programs and products for hackers. That could be our member event hackathons, of course, Global Hack Weeks, just like this. HackCon, our annual conference for organizers, coming up in a couple of weeks. Any workshops we do, the logistics involved in running all those things. So I am very fortunate. I get to work with a bunch of awesome people doing some really cool stuff. Some fun facts here. I did some analysis. I was in kind of a data mood before the event here. I ran the numbers, and things are indicating that this is actually going to be our best Global Hack Week yet, which I'm very excited about. Did a deep, thorough mathematical analysis, lots of data-driven decision-making there, and feeling really confident about how things are going to go this week. And then I also have a little data joke here. What's a ghost's favorite data type? Type your answers in chat while we hear from Mary here.
Oh, we're gonna give people.
Yeah, we're gonna give people time to answer. Of course,
I like that. That makes sense. Well, while you're thinking of what a ghost's favorite data type is, I'm gonna introduce myself real quick for those of you I haven't had the chance to meet yet.
This is not the correct answer, but this is my favorite one. You had the meowdy at the start, and then also paranormal distribution. This is my favorite hacker for this Global Hack Week for sure. So. Absolutely. Taking some early brownie points there. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you are all good. But my name is Mary. I work on first-party events here at MLH. So work on things like our Global Hack Weeks, the hackathons we run in our Discord server, as well as our annual organizer conference. And my fun fact is that this is my second Global Hack Week this month. I believe this is the first time we've ever had 2 Global Hack Weeks start in the same month. So shout out to everyone who joined us for both Global Hack Weeks in July.
Yeah, it feels like it's been like literal days since we wrapped up our last one, which I guess is true. But like, it feels like it's been, we were like just on here doing a closing ceremony. So I'm certainly glad to see folks back and hanging out with us.
Yes.
I'm seeing some folks already asking some questions. I'm just going to pop this up on screen real quick. We're going to do a full Q&A at the very end of this presentation. We'll occasionally answer some questions throughout, but Mary and I will stay on and chit chat with y'all and answer questions as long as you like at the very end of this. So just keep that in mind. So go ahead.
Are you going to reveal What
Oh,
favorite data?
people got it right away. My favorite answer was still paranormal distribution, but the correct answer was Boolean.
Boolean.
Absolutely correct.
Do
Absolutely correct.
you want to
So,
tell us a little bit about Major League Hacking?
of course. So, Global Hack Week is hosted by MLH, of course. If you're not familiar with Major League Hacking, though, I'm happy to tell you a little bit about ourselves here. We run what we call the Global Hacker Community, and it's our mission to empower hackers just like each and every one of you, whether you're at your first Global Hack Week, your first hackathon ever, or maybe you're at your 10th hackathon, whatever it ends up for you, you are part of our community just by being here and kind of getting your foot in the door. We consider you to be part of the hacker community and the kind of movement that is building around that. We're a mission-driven company. We're a B Corp and a public benefit corporation, if you know what those things are. But by being at one of our events, you're actually part of a well over 500,000 people that have been part of our community. Our number just recently changed. We updated it for the new season and new year here. So we're actually over 625,000 hackers in our lifetime that we've worked with, which is just crazy to me considering where we started. If this is your first time at a Global Hack Week, though, welcome. We're super excited to have you here with us. And I think Mary is going to tell you a little bit more about what else is going on this week. Yeah?
That is correct. So welcome to everybody who's joining for their very first Global Hack Week. I saw a bunch of folks in chat shouting out how many Global Hack Weeks that they have been to. Feel free to keep dropping those. But this next week is all about you leveling up as a hacker. Ryan already alluded to this, but whether or not this is your very first event or your 100th, there is going to be a ton for you to do this week. So what does that actually look like over the next few days? So throughout the entire week, we have a ton of workshops and mini events for you to attend. Those technical workshops are going to be ranging from really beginner intro to data science type workshops to things covering machine learning and how to build data visualizations. And in between all of that, we have some fun mini events sprinkled in. Those are just a chance for you to take a break from hacking and get to meet some other folks in the community while you play a game. And when you are not at one of those technical events or mini events that are over on our Twitch channel, we have a bunch of challenges to give you something to work on during your downtime. You can actually go check out our challenges. The first set that were released today are already live. And these are meant to be prompts that just give you an idea of something you could work on throughout the week. You do not need to do all of them. They are really just meant to serve as some inspiration for hacks you can work on throughout the week. So what actually is Data Week? So this week is all about building different hacks around data. We're going to do a bunch of different things. So we have a couple tracks coming up that are going to cover how to use machine learning with data. We have some tracks coming up where you're going to be building your own visualizations. You're going to learn how to use SQL this week. So a ton of different things I think kind of can fall under this umbrella term, but expect to learn a lot about data and leave the week feeling a lot more confident as a data scientist. And within this, there are also going to be a bunch of kind of more general streams happening. So if you are here at your very first event and you want to learn, how to get started with Git and things like that, we've also got that covered for you. Alrighty, Ryan, do you want to tell folks how they can check into the event?
I will absolutely do that. I do want to just talk about this real quick. This is that Discord issue that some folks were having. Just refresh the page if you're still running into this issue. It should be updated and fixed at this point. So you should be good to go there. Thank you to everyone who reported that typo for us. You're going to join the event at hackp.ac/GHW. And you're ultimately going to go to register for the event. If you haven't yet, if you already have registered, you're going to click the check-in button. Ultimately, you're looking for a little green join online event button. We'll see if our GIF loads here. It might not. If it doesn't, that is A-OK. Just make sure you can see that join live event button, and that means you're good to go. You're fully registered and checked in. And we recommend that you check in, or actually we encourage you and require you to check in for each live event that you attend. You get points for it. You can help earn your way towards bonus swag, which we'll talk more about in a little bit here. We also recommend registering for these events, though, so you get a little automated reminder from us when they're about to start as well. I just talked about swag a little bit here, and to answer the questions hopefully ahead of time. I'm sure there will be more. We make it really easy to earn swag at Global Hack Week. Our goal is to reward you just for kind of showing up to the event. We want you to use this as a getting started point for the hacker community. And so we want to make sure that you get a reward just for showing up and just for putting in the effort to be here. So to earn that swag for the week, you're going to get an envelope with some stickers and a postcard for Major League Hacking. And you can do that by registering for this event, which we just talked about, and checking in fully, and then submitting an address to hackp.ac/address. And if you're a regular hacker and you've submitted an address for us in the past, you do not need to submit a new one unless your address is changed. I talked a little bit about bonus swag. That's going to be some extra stickers that are themed just for this event. And you earn those by checking into 5 live events over the course of the week. And that just means going onto the like a workshop's webpage, registering for it and checking in, and you'll be considered to have attended those live events. Finally, here on prizes and swag and things like that, we like to give out these things called surprise prizes. These are going to go to hackers who are active in Discord and Twitch chat. It's just a way for us to thank people for being active community members, for being helpful. It's a way for us to reward good behavior and make sure that the community is kind of living the values that we expect. So be helpful to your other hackers, jump in and help out when people have questions, that sort of thing. And you might earn yourself a surprise prize. Mary and I also just give them out randomly as well, though. So if you're a little bit more shy or it's your first time, you don't know that you're going to be able to help folks, don't worry. We give out plenty of these just randomly as well, just to give people a little extra reward and a little extra thank you for being active and in with us. That all sound about right?
Sounds right to me.
It does indeed. I feel like we do for those of you who don't know, Mary and I almost always do a surprise prize drop during the opening ceremony. I think we wait until our Q&A though, right?
I think we wait, yeah.
Okay, we'll do a drop at the end here. So cool. If an MLHer does give you one of these surprise prizes, you're going to claim that by opening a ticket in Discord. Mary, do you want to talk about Discord a little bit for us?
Yes, I would love to. So Discord is where we will be hanging out throughout the week. This is where you're going to get announcements at the events, the best way to ask questions to the team, all of that good stuff. And you can utilize our support tickets channel to directly chat with the team. This channel is not only really helpful if you do win a surprise prize, but if you have any questions where you need to share something like your email that you don't want to put in a public channel, make sure you're utilizing these support tickets. Hang tight while our team responds to them. We go through them a few times throughout the day, but it can take a bit of time just because we get quite a few of these throughout the week. Other things with Discord, if you are not over on our server yet, make sure you are in there. I'm going to post this link in chat for y'all. But you absolutely want to make sure you are in there. And if you are joining for the first time, you aren't going to be able to see the Global Hack Week channels quite yet. So head up to channels and roles. It's on the top left of your screen, and you can go ahead and get started over there. And then if you are looking to hack with anyone this week, let's say you see a challenge and you want to tackle it with another hacker, or you just want to ask for help on something or see if people want to hang out, make sure you're utilizing the Hack Together channel. That's going to be the best place to do all of that throughout the week.
I've already seen a couple of questions about guilds in particular, and Mary just talked about our Hack Together channel. For those of you who have been to a Global Hack Week in the past, maybe have heard about them from friends, things like that, we have a feature called Guilds that is still under construction. So for this week, you're just going to use that Hack Together channel. If you're in a guild already, you don't need to do anything. If you're not in a guild, use that Hack Together channel instead. You're going to be A-okay. For the other folks who are asking questions already, again, we're going to do a Q&A at the very end. We will ask you to repost questions. So you're welcome to ask questions now, but we're not going to address those until the very end here unless they're extremely cool.
Alrighty. Should we talk a little bit about challenges?
Let's do it.
Alrighty. So like I mentioned a little bit at the beginning, we have challenges that are going to be released every single day to give you things to hack on when you're not attending one of our live streams. So these range from coding prompts to design challenges and kind of everything in between. You can already go and see some of the ones we have up today. They are either going to be submitted in one of two places, our dev post or our Google form. the kind of general rule of thumb there is if you are programming something and creating like a full project, it's going to be over on DevPost. If it's a challenge that has to do with tweeting about something or something non-technical like that, it's more likely going to be on a Google form. But regardless, they are all linked to where you should submit them on our challenges page, so you can see it right there. These are going to be due every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time or 8:30 p.m. IST, so make sure you have your challenges in by then. We do score them and then send you out an email letting you know how many challenges you completed throughout the day, as well as how many events you attended, to give you a little bit of motivation to maybe try to beat your score or beat some of your friends' scores. Quick reminder, you do not need to complete every challenge. These are completely optional. They're meant to serve as some inspiration, so don't feel like you need to tackle every single one of them. That can be quite a lot of work. And when you are not working on those challenges, make sure you come over to our Twitch channel and join some of the live streams. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a really, really awesome lineup of events this week. I'm very, very excited for what's going to be happening here on the stream. So make sure you are coming back over here when you have time to. And you can view all of those challenges over on our live site. More are going to be released tomorrow at that 10 a.m/8:30 p.m. IST timeframe. Alrighty, should we talk about what is actually happening today?
Let's do it. I'm excited. I feel like the day one schedule. I always get the most excited for. I don't know if that's just like bias from like the start of the event or what, but I'm always excited to see what we have here.
So. We have a good schedule today, and I believe our first streamer is in the chat right now. Oh. Do you want to tell us what Wei is doing?
Wei is doing a workshop called No Server, No Problem. You're going to learn how to do a backend with a backend data-driven API with Google Sheets. And Wei's got a little copy paste ready to go. We'd love to see it. I used to get teased by one of our more prolific MLHers for using Google Sheets for everything. So Wei, just be careful. I don't want you to get a bad reputation with MLHers for using Google Sheets here. I'm sure this will be a great session though. Wei's a rock star. Make sure you come out to this.
Yes, very, very excited for Wei's stream, and that's going to be coming up super soon. After that, we have Steven on the stream. Steven is going to be doing a track this week where he shows you how to use different machine learning algorithms on data sets. So he's going to be kicking off this stream at 4 p.m. Eastern time or 1:30 a.m. IST. Today, if you're in ET, tomorrow, if you're in IST. So make sure you go and join him. If you don't miss this one, or if you do miss this one, sorry, and you want to join the rest of the track, the recording for this, as well as all of our other streams, will be available afterwards. Alrighty, what is David up to?
David is doing real-time data with React. If you've not been, actually, I don't know, has David done a Global Hack Week before? I'm pretty sure they have, right? Yeah, I think I would encourage you to come out to this. David is one of our newer coaches on the team, but certainly very insightful, and I'm excited to see what they do with React and data for us here. And that's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern or 3:30 a.m. IST. Knowing some of our community members in India, I wouldn't be surprised if some folks are online, but I would encourage you to sleep and watch the recording the following morning. So.
Absolutely agree with that one. After that, we have Will, who is bringing back his machine learning data track. This is going to be different than Steven. So Will is going to be doing another competition throughout his track during the week. So make sure you go and join it. If you have gone to Will's machine learning tracks in the past and enjoyed them, you will absolutely love this one as well. That's going to be kicking off at 8 p.m. ET or 5:30 a.m. IST. I think we've got a few more. What is Ritvi up to?
Ritvi is doing an intro to GitHub. If you're not familiar with Git or GitHub generally, I would heavily recommend checking this out. If this is your first time at a hackathon or first time at a Global Hack Week, Git can feel very intimidating, but it's a great tool for kind of managing your code bases, having revision history to go back to, all sorts of things like that. And I know Ritvi has done this workshop before, and it's been a very successful, useful tool for hackers for kind of getting started with GitHub and things like that. That's going to be at 11 p.m. or 8:30 a.m. IST.
Yep. And then we have Shreyasi taking over the stream. She is going to be doing a data visualization and modeling in SQL track throughout the week. I believe this is broken up into 3 parts that you're going to see sprinkled in throughout. So make sure you join her. This is at 6 a.m. Eastern time or 3:30 p.m. IST. I am very, very excited about this track. I think particularly because so much is going to be covered in it. This is going to be a really cool one, particularly if you're new to data. I think, learning SQL right away is going to be incredibly, incredibly helpful. What is Steven doing after that?
He's going to have part 2 of his ML algorithms and data track, and that's going to be tomorrow morning Eastern time at 9 a.m. or 6:30 p.m. IST. So kind of right before the day wraps up and those challenges reset. So if you're looking for something to kind of warm up to before those new challenges come out, this might be a good one to attend.
Yes. And then our very last event of day 1, we have Dikshita on the stream. She is going to be doing our No Light mini event. This is a really, really fun mini event. You attempt to build a website without any of the normal tools you would have in a very short amount of time. It's very silly and fun. So make sure you go and join her for this. It's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow or 8:30 p.m. IST. And do not forget to add those to your Google Calendar if you have not already. I think this makes it much, much easier to manage it, particularly across the different time zones. So go to this link. It'll add it to your calendar automatically, as well as all of our future Global Hack Week live streams.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted with chat as always. On a serious note, before Mary and I get towards our Q&A and wrapping up here, we do want to remind you about the MLH Code of Conduct. By being registered for this event, you agreed to the MLH Code of Conduct. If you haven't read it before, I'd encourage you to do so. Our Code of Conduct is pretty straightforward. The TLDR is that you should be respectful. Harassment and abuse are never tolerated at our events. If for any reason over the course of the week you're having any issues, you're welcome to reach out to our incident team using the email or phone number included in that Code of Conduct. If you are having any problems whatsoever, though, please reach out to an MLHer. There's going to be folks on stream. You can use the phone number and email in that Code of Conduct as mentioned. And I think particularly with digital events, and digital events where there's streams, I always give this reminder that even if it's intended as a compliment, it is not appropriate to comment on people's appearance on stream. I know that can make a lot of streamers uncomfortable. So even if you're saying that something positive to a streamer, it's best to keep those comments to yourself. With all that said, remember to just be respectful and treat everybody else well. You should have a great weekend. If you have any troubles, reach out to us and we're happy to help resolve them. And that is our Code of Conduct. With that, I think we are ready to rock here on a little Q&A. Is that the case? Do we want to do our swag drop first, though?
Ooh, yeah. Let's do swag drop and then Q&A. How do we want to give out this swag drop?
Can I be extremely biased? Can I give the paranormal? We'll do two swag drops. I gotta find that hacker though. I know they just posted recently. Yes. All right, so we're gonna give one swag. I'm saying swag drop. I realized one surprise prize. Pardon me. We're gonna give one surprise prize to this hacker here for their answer earlier about paranormal data distributions, because I liked that quite a bit. And then we'll do one randomly, which is how we normally do it as well.
Yes.
So for this hacker, open up a ticket in Discord and we'll give you a surprise prize. We got to correct myself there.
Yeah. And then for our second surprise prize, if y'all could put in chat what stream you're most looking forward to from either day 1 or anytime throughout the week, we will randomly pick someone who answers that question.
Yes. All right, so you're going to post the stream you're most looking forward to. Am I closing my eyes or are you closing your eyes to do this?
I did it last time, so okay, you have to do it this time.
All right. The chat looks like it's already going, so I'm gonna close my eyes and you count me in here.
Okay.
Let me get my nose in the right spot. Okay. Good.
Ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh,
there you go.
Perfect. Machine.
I did.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So this hacker, go ahead and take a screenshot of this and then open a ticket over in Discord. If you were not one of these two hackers, but you really want to win a surprise prize this week, keep coming to the streams and being helpful in Discord. That is the easiest way to win one. But with that, we can roll into our Q&A. If you asked a question earlier, we are way past it in the chat now. So we will kind of restart with the question. So please make sure you repost it, and we will get to all of them.
Is it cheating that Way put his own stream?
I
Maybe
think
not.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, it probably is a good thing. But...
You got to be excited for your own.
I'm gonna Uno reverse it on this chatter here. Bugbreaker18 saying, "Why didn't I discover this before? Where did you hear about Global Hack Week? I'm curious to learn." So
let us know.
Okay. All right. Do you want to answer this question about submissions?
Absolutely. Do we need
and
to?
I'm gonna pull our slides off as well, just so we're.
So this hacker asked, do we need to do submissions each day and how to do that? No, you do not. They are absolutely optional every day. The way that you do them is you head over to our challenges page, which I'm going to post in the chat for you. Challenges. And that page is going to refresh every day. You can look through the different challenge cards, and if any look interesting to you, you can go ahead and give those a try. The link to submit them is also on that challenge card. And if you're having any trouble with specific ones, open a Discord ticket or post in Discord, and we are always here to help you out.
Are there any special swags for guilds? No, there's no extra swag that comes from being a part of a guild. And again, for those of you who aren't sure what a guild is, they are under construction this month. We're still working on some updates to guilds and the guilds program to make it even better for y'all for future Global Hack Weeks. So no need to worry there. I saw somebody ask.
All the guys.
I'll let you go back. Yeah. I'll let you go back. You know what I mean. Can we get a PDF schedule of all these events? We don't have a PDF. We do have a Google Calendar available though. So it's hackp.ac/GHW calendar. And I'll put that in chat while Mary answers this next question.
I got it in chat. This isn't a question, but I just want to say welcome to this hacker. We're super excited that you are here.
There's a challenge. There is this challenge. Follow Dev Post on Twitter. What is Twitter with the sweat smile? Great question. Twitter is this ancient piece of technology. It's a great joke here. I don't know that we're going to update the name of that challenge just yet.
Not quite yet. Maybe someday.
It's still twitter.com, right? They haven't changed the domains.
So yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Twitter recently rebranded as X as well. Sorry, I realize not everyone probably follows that stuff, but
that is
can I host with you guys? I don't know what exactly you're asking here, Drew, but if you want to rephrase this for us, we're happy to try and answer it. If you're asking if you can host streams and things like that, we do have our coaches program, which might be something to look into, but feel free to rephrase your question. We'll try to give you a better answer there.
And I saw someone asked for the link for Open Source Week. I am dropping that in the chat right now. And feel free to go and register for that. That's our October Global Hack Week for anyone who doesn't know.
So I actually saw that earlier as well. I think just the little learn more is missing on the website is why folks were confused about that. You can still click on Open Source Week and you can click on the box and still get that. Will you get swag if you watch recorded events? As long as you check into at least 5 events, you're still going to earn that bonus event, the bonus swag. In terms of recorded events, Mary and I and the whole MLH team is extremely flexible with this event. Our goal is for it to be really lots of opportunity for you to go at your own pace. And so if you have to watch recordings because you've got other things going on, that is A-okay. We will absolutely still send you the bonus swag. We just want you to check into those events so we know what you watched and what our most popular streams were, things like that.
Yes. And someone asked if we can reshare the Discord link. We absolutely can. I'm dropping it in chat for you. It is discord.mlh.io.
I'm going to do 2 questions real quick here. first time participating after a while. Were there any changes to guilds over the past 6 months? The past 2 or 3 months, I think guilds have been down under construction. We're making some changes to discord.mlh.io for those of you that are familiar with it. And we're making some updates to how guilds work in our Discord server. We're not quite ready to release them yet. We are excited to bring them back shortly, though. So yes, there have been lots of changes, but none that impact you this week, I think is probably the best way to say that. Yes. And then the other question, Mary and I fighting over the chat, as always. How do I become one of those coaches, or how should we apply? You can go to mlh.io/coaches to apply if you'd like to. I know a lot of our audience for Global Hack Week is based in APAC, specifically based in India, though. And I do want to just be clear that right now I am sending out a generic rejection for anybody in India when we do that hiring. We're putting you into a list of folks we'll reach out to when we have slots open again in APAC. So right now we're not hiring in APAC. You're still welcome to fill out the form. You'll get a auto rejection in a couple of days saying that we don't have space currently. But if you want to get on the list, that is still something you're absolutely welcome to do.
Yes. Here's a really good question. Will these events be code along or more of a seminar layout? It's really a mix of both. Some coaches do more of a code along with me. Some do a little bit more of a kind of lecture style, but most of them are kind of right in the middle of those two. So some coding as well as a little bit of instruction. The thing I always like to tell folks with these is, we do these live so that you can ask questions while the coach is going. You can ask them to repeat things like that. So always remember, to use the chat and communicate with the streamer and let them know, as questions pop up and things like that. But great question. Ryan, do you want to tell us a little bit about how long it takes to get swag?
Absolutely. And then I've got another swag question right after that. So perfect transition here. It takes, outside of the United States, it takes about 3 to 4 months, depending on your country's postal system. Again, I know a lot of our audience is from India, and India in particular, unfortunately, has a really, really high failure rate on international mail that enters into the Indian postal system. We're working on opening up a fulfillment center in India to actually eliminate that risk, or some of that risk of failure. But if you have waited 3 or 4 months, your letters may still arrive. It may have also been lost by the Indian postal system. Unfortunately, we don't receive tracking numbers for these letters because they are sent via bulk international first class mail, and so they don't come with tracking numbers. We are doing our best to improve that process for our Indian community, though. Just taken us some time as we work through packages first, deal with Indian customs and all sorts of things. Not a country that makes it particularly easy to ship things into, unfortunately, but we're working through it. I saw another question in here about swag that I wanted to answer as well. So how do we raise a ticket for swag, and what exactly is the process? So I want to be really, really clear here. There's only 2 people that need to open up a ticket for swag right now, the 2 people who won surprise prizes during this live stream. If you did need to open up a ticket, though, to share an email with us or claim a surprise prize later this week, anything like that, inside of Discord, there's a channel called Support Tickets under the Help section. And you're going to go in there and click on one of the little emoji reactions. And that is going to open up a new channel that's private just with you and the MLH team. And we're able to help you out that way. So hopefully that helps out there.
Yes. And one more swag question while we're on it. This person asked, how many live streams, mini events, and challenges are we required to do in order to win swag? Great
0.
question. Yeah, 0 is the question. So all you need to do to earn swag is let us know your address and check into the event. For the bonus swag, you need to check into at least 5 live streams, and that can be any combination of technical streams and mini events. There is no challenge requirement or component to earning regular swag or that bonus swag.
I'm scrolling down through chat and I'm seeing all these people.
So many X's.
Yeah. And then are you actually explaining? I don't know if this was in reference to X or if it was in reference to something else. I'm going to cheat and go down to the very bottom just so I have the freshest stuff here. So.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to stay where I am at. We can meet in the middle. Someone asked if there's a Twitter hashtag we should use when tweeting about the event. Yes, go ahead and use the hashtag Global Hack Week if you're tweeting about the event. Feel free to tag Ryan or I or the MLH account. I realized we didn't shout out our Twitter handles at the beginning, but Ryan this is Ryan Swift or R Swift?
This is Ryan Swift.
This is Ryan Swift, and mine is MP Siebert. And then the MLH Twitter account is at MLHacks.
I am going to share my screen real quick. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Great, and let me grab the Global Hack Week website as well. And cool. I'm going to pop my screen up here. I saw somebody asking what the swags are for this week. Oh, here it is. There it is. So if you go on our website, you click into Data Week here, and you go to swag, you're actually going to be able to see some examples of the swag that we send out. So you're going to get a die cut sticker of our kind of character, our icon for the week. You're going to get a little sticker sheet. You'll get a postcard, and you also get a hex sticker as well. So you can start to build out a cool hex pattern. And find me 1 second. Yeah.
Ryan's going to show off his very cool hex pattern. There we go.
So you can get a cool little hex pattern like that on your laptop. This is my old laptop case there. But you can find the swag on our website. And then while I'm in here as well, I do want to just show Discord really quickly, and I'll make that a little bit bigger for the folks at home. Inside of this support tickets channel, you can click on one of these buttons and it'll open up a ticket for you down below and tag you in it so you can get help from our team.
Yes. And here is a good question. I know we've hinted at this a bit. Is it mandatory to attend all the sessions live? No, we do not recommend attending all the sessions live. We have them all throughout the day and night to cover all of the time zones that we have folks joining from. So do not attend all of the sessions. That would mean you were not getting any sleep, which we certainly do not want. All right.
I know we talked about this already, but this is a fresh question. It usually takes about 3 to 4 months outside of the US and about 6 weeks inside the US.
Yes. Here's a good one. When will the recorded sessions be released at? They go up automatically on our Twitch as soon as the session is started. Actually, you can scroll back to the beginning of it. And then YouTube, I believe, is the same way, if not directly when the stream ends.
YouTube is actually during the stream. You can go back to the start. So, which
There you
is,
go.
I think, is a very handy feature. I don't think Twitch has that for all channels yet. So I think you have to wait till the recording finishes.
Oh, and then finish it. There you go, though. But immediately is the short answer there. Here's a good question. I'm about to have an address change. Can I complete this swag form after the Global Hack Week is finished? So if you are about to have an address change, I would recommend going ahead and filling out that new address if you have it already, because we will, ship that swag immediately after the event, and we're going to be using whatever the most recent address we have on file is for you. So if you're moving within the next few months, I would recommend just going and filling that up now. Is Ryan at a standing desk?
Hang on, we'll be silly here for a second. You can't really tell. The lights are going out of frame slightly. So yeah, it is a standing desk.
Ryan always gets called out for bouncing around.
Yeah, I'm always moving around on screen.
I feel like I move around just as much, but no one ever says anything.
I saw this question here. Yes, you can attend the event only on YouTube. YouTube and Twitch are functionally the same thing. We use a streaming platform called StreamYard, if you're familiar with it, so we can see your comments just the same wherever you're at.
Yes.
So.
Shout out to the #YouTube community.
Yes. New hacker here, welcome. Apart from challenges, are there other projects that hackers are meant to work on? Not explicitly, so there's nothing else that we want you to work on. If you have something else you want to build this week, though, 100% A-OK. Mary and I say this fairly regularly at these events, but if you, for some reason, have something that you think is missing, or there's a challenge that you want to do that doesn't exist, reach out to us on Discord and we'll give you some points for it. We're happy to reward you just for exploring tech and having a good time. That is the goal of this event, is get your feet in the door, have an awesome time at a hackathon. We really want this to be very flexible, very, pick your own adventure type style. Hopefully that helps.
Absolutely. And someone asked if they can see their earned points somewhere other than the daily email. No, it is only in your daily email. We keep that, keep it in your private inbox only, so you can choose if you want to share it with other folks. So it is only right there.
Somebody asking, how do I know that I won the swag? If you attend those 5 events, in your daily points email, you'll actually get a notice from us that says what level of swag you've earned. And so you'll be aware of that each day.
Yes. And Ryan, do you want to talk a little bit about how that failure rate works for prizes?
It is not related at all for prizes, because for prizes we ship using like a full courier service. So something like FedEx or UPS in the States. I know like Blue Dart, I think, is the popular one in India, maybe. I know there's some other couriers as well. But we use a full courier service and do receive tracking numbers. And so there is not that failure rate. The failure rate is with the exchange from international mail into the domestic Indian postal system, unfortunately. So it's just for the letters, not for full prizes or anything like that.
And then I believe this question is about the coaches program auto rejection. Ryan, do you mind explaining that one more time?
Yep, absolutely. So we have a certain number of slots available for coaches. So you can imagine, we only need, let's say, 10 coaches in the United States. That's much less than we actually need. But once we reach that 10, or once we reach a comfortable number, anybody else who applies to the program, because we don't want them to sit having applied for months on end, we send them a rejection that says, hey, we're not hiring in your region right now. But when we start hiring again, we'll reach out to you. And that's exactly what we do. We basically put you into a list. And when the application reopens, you get an email that says, hey, do you want to apply? Like, you just need to click this button to kind of reactivate your application. So hopefully that helps.
Yes. I really like this question, how to get the most out of Global Hack Week. I think my recommendation for getting the most out of Global Hack Week is going to the live streams and participating in the chat during them. I have noticed so much of, I recognize a lot of faces and names in the chat, and I see that y'all get to know each other through that. So those are my two big tips. Go to as many of those live streams as you can, and, talk with people in the comments. People want to chat and hang out with you. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there over there. Ryan, any tips you have?
I think I give this advice for like 24-hour hackathons as well, but I think pacing yourself is really important at a Global Hack Week. Like, I always talk about like sprints versus marathons with these events. And I think particularly with Global Hack Week, it's a 7-day long event. There's like 1 million live streams, tons of challenges. You're not going to be able to do everything. And like, you shouldn't try to in many ways. You should try to engage with as much as you're comfortable with. And so pace yourself, like go at a pace that's comfortable. We'd rather see you stay engaged for the whole week versus like do everything on day one and then, drop off after that. So I think pace yourself, have a good time. And just remember, it's a long event. So.
Yes, absolutely. Here's a question about the fellowship. Ryan and I always give this disclaimer that we don't directly work on the fellowship, but we're happy to attempt to answer some questions, but we might send you over to their inbox if we can't answer them. But this person asked how to make a strong application for getting into the fellowship. My two recommendations for this are, make sure that code sample that you're submitting is something that you feel really confident talking through. And my second one is to make sure you're reapplying if you don't get in the first time. I don't remember this statistic off the top of my head, but I know a really large number, 40% of our fellows are folks who applied multiple times. So don't get discouraged if you don't get in the first time. I know it's a very competitive program. Just keep applying. Any other tips you have, Ryan?
I think, the keep applying is certainly a component of it. And like, I think one of the things that I really strive for in coach hiring and hiring full-time folks at MLH, and I know our fellowship team does this as well, is like actually read the feedback emails that we send, because they do have the real reasons that we would have rejected an application. And don't be afraid to ask for more feedback or ask for a clarification if you feel like you need it. But address those pieces of feedback, I think, is the other piece, right? Like, make sure you're continuing to work on yourself and improve. And that's certainly the best way to get in. I missed the question here, so I'm just going to hide the current comment here. Somebody asked about the support tickets channel and not being able to see it. I want to just share my screen and share Discord again really quickly. For those of you who don't use Discord too often, or maybe aren't in some bigger servers like the MLH one, Discord has this little feature called channels and roles that's relatively new. This is up at the very top of your screen, so you're going to have to scroll up to find it. But in this channel, you can actually tag different channels that you want to be part of. Previously, Discord would give you access to everything. This is part of them trying to declutter the application. And so just make sure that you're viewing and able to view this support tickets channel here. And that is likely going to be the issue if you can't see this. It should be viewable to everybody on the server. So I just wanted to put that out for folks who are still struggling to find it.
Yes. And somebody asked where to share their address. I just dropped that link again for y'all.
All right. Will we learn everything on the topic that coaches teach in a class, or just a brief concept for exploration? It's going to vary from workshop to workshop and coach to coach. Some folks try to go really wide and give you a wide breadth. Some people try to do a very specific project. Like Mary said earlier, though, the best part of these live sessions is that you can ask questions. And so if you're worried, or if you really want to dig in and understand something, you are welcome to ask questions and get that coach or MLHer to help you understand those concepts. And so my answer here is that a little bit of a non-answer. I think it's going to vary a lot, but you're welcome to ask questions and get the detail that you think you need there.
Yes. And somebody asked, do I need to attend 5 line streams in a continuation or any combination? Can be any combination that you would like.
So we have Sanjay here, who's a beginner, and they don't quite understand the concept of the event. No big deal. This is a very complex event, lots of moving pieces. So happy to do a little explainer for you. In general, Global Hack Week is a way for you to get your feet wet with lots of different things in a very short period of time relative to what it normally takes. This week is really all about exploring different pieces of technology, and this week has a particular focus on data. If you want to explore other things, though, that's totally fine. Throughout the course of the week, we're going to have lots of programming and workshops that you can join. And in addition to that, we're going to have challenges that you can do by yourself. If you're a complete beginner, my recommendation is focus mostly on those live streams and less on the challenges, or I should say less on the challenges that are like full projects. There's a bunch of registration challenges that you should still do, but those are going to be a little bit more guided, so a little bit more beginner friendly. Hopefully that helps you out. If you have other questions, join the Discord, and I'm sure some folks would be able to help out and answer other questions there as well.
And someone asked, how long is this session? Since we don't have our next stream coming up for an hour and 15 minutes, we are going to stay on here until we get through all of the questions.
I see 2 submission ones here, or prize and challenge related ones, really. Are there prizes for the challenges? There are no prizes at Global Hack Week. Most of our hackathons do have prizes. Global Hack Week is really more about the learning and a little bit less competitive. We don't judge projects or anything like that here. And as a result, we don't do any prizes. You do get swag just for participating, though. And that way everyone gets to go home with something is kind of our goal there. Another question I had here was how to submit a project for a particular challenge on DevPost. I will screen share again real quick here. And let me just go to DevPost. I'm not logged in. This is terrible. Hang on. There's the screen. There we go. So if you go to Global Hack Week data, you can hit start a project right here. And when you start a project, I think it's under project details. Let's see if we can find it. Maybe it's additional info. Yes. So once you get to this additional info step on DevPost, you're going to be able to select the different prize categories, or in this case, the different challenges that you want to mark this prize for, or this project for. So if you built a CRM, you would go in and tag that here so that we know that that's what you're completing the challenge for. We have a Google form for some of our challenges as well. And on there, it's just a simple drop-down question to tell us what challenge you're submitting for.
Yes. I really like this question. Why are we called... Oh.
Sorry.
You want yours first?
No. I clicked on it.
Yeah. Someone asked, why are we called hackers? Are we hacking like cybersecurity? Awesome question. We get this one a lot. So the type of hacking that we're talking about is more similar to something like the term life hack. So we use hack, in the sense of building something cool, working on something exciting, not the, hacking into websites and things like that kind of hacking.
I have one. Give me 1 second. Just typing out an answer. Somebody asked where they can find the challenges, and it's just going to be ghw.mlich.io. This hacker here is asking, can you drop your DC usernames in chat, and can we reach out to y'all on DC? I'm assuming DC is Discord. If it's not, let me know, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is. On Discord, we actually require all MLHers to disable direct messages. With hundreds of thousands of people in our community and a very small team relative to the size of that community, we require our community to use our support tickets features and things like that to get in touch with MLHers. It helps us centralize all of the questions so that we can respond to them in as timely a manner as possible. And so you can find all the MLHers on Discord, and our usernames are listed there. in the upper right-hand corner. Upper right-hand corner, is where the users list is. But you're going to need to reach out to us through the tickets and through those Ask Global Hack Week channels and things like that. So
yes. And a huge shout out to Wei for helping out with all the fellowship questions that are coming in. I've been skipping over some of those because I see Wei has already answered y'all.
Somebody who just joined us because they were stuck in traffic, no worries at all. This recording will be available for you. And actually, it looks like you're on YouTube already, so you should be able to scroll back and watch it if you'd like to.
Yes. I am going to scroll back to the bottom. If we missed your question, go ahead and repost it to us, because are you at the most recent ones as well, Ryan?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. If we missed yours, repost it, because we are now caught up with chat.
Where should I submit the challenge and how can you show? I just showed this on screen. This is on DevPost or on that Google form. The one thing I will show really quickly here is if you go to our website again, so globalhackweek.mlich.io, you go to Data Week here. That's not great. We might have a little website issue right now. I don't know. Let me disable my ad blocker real quick and see if that's the issue. All right. Website might be having an issue at the moment, folks.
Oh, no.
Too many hackers here. Let's see if we can. There you go. We can get there directly, so that is fine. I'll post this link in chat for folks. But if you go onto this challenges page, you can see where you need to submit things right here. Like this one is going to be on Daily Dev Post, and it'll direct you there as well. Alrighty. I saw a question. This is the one I wanted to address. What's the failure rate for Indian letters of swag? Unfortunately, we don't have a precise failure rate here. It's just something we've been able to figure out from doing support inquiries with hackers and things like that. I think if I had to ballpark it, it's probably somewhere in the 20 to 30% range, which is extremely high and obviously something we want to address and have been working on. Unfortunately, there's no real way to give feedback to the Indian postal system. We don't really have any means of addressing this beyond opening that fulfillment center and sending it through other means locally. We've been working on that for the better part of a year now. We started doing packages directly from India recently, and we did a trial of letters recently, but we're going to be doing a more full rollout of that in the next couple of months here is kind of the goal. Certainly something that we're not happy about and actively working on. I know how disappointing it is for hackers as well. So something we're working to address.
Absolutely. I know we are getting a little slower on questions, but we will be here for a couple more minutes if y'all have any more questions. Oh,
I don't know that anyone else is here. I suspect we would have heard more people complain about this. I think this might be on your end.
Yeah. Let us know, though, if it's not. The deadline to submit the challenges is 10 a.m. Eastern time every day.
Workshops will be recorded. Yes. We do use the Indian postal system offered by the government. Yes. That is the current. That's where international mail comes into that system.
I am dropping you the schedule link right now. And I'll also give you the Google Calendar link.
Here's a good one. Can we submit chat projects for today's challenges next day? You need to submit them by 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. If for some reason you missed that deadline, though, as we've said a couple of times here, Mary and I want to reward you for doing stuff this week. So just reach out to us on Discord, open up a ticket, and we're happy to give you a little bonus point or something like that if you missed the deadline. The points are made up and just for fun anyway, so no worries. If you need a little bonus point to count your project, we're happy to do that for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you guys like Oppenheimer? I actually didn't see Oppenheimer or Barbie yet. I have not done either of the big blockbuster movies. Have you seen either of them, Mary?
I've seen Barbie. I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. It's quite difficult to get IMAX tickets right now here. So I'm waiting because I want to go see it in IMAX. But I did see Barbie and loved it.
I believe it's 7:30 or 8:30 p.m. IST is the deadline.
Yes. Let me check. I want to say 7:30, but I am gonna check.
I feel like we mixed it up earlier.
We mixed it up earlier. It's 8:30.
It's 8:30.
8:30.
Barbie was a fun movie. I'm glad to hear it. I haven't gone to the movies in like what feels like forever. And like I'm debating if I want to go actually see anything in theaters or if I want to just wait for them to come out. But somebody asking how to check in for live sessions. I'll do a quick demo of that. That's a great question. So if you go to our schedule page, which I'm realizing is not showing right now, we're still having some website issues. Let's see if I can cheat a little bit here. Go to the schedule. So if you go to, let's say, Waze no server, no problem event, you can just click this login and register button right here. And then once the event gets closer to being live, so about an hour before the session starts, which for this event in particular is going to be 5 minutes or so from now, you can actually click a button to check in, and it'll give you some more information on how to join. And in this case, it'll be live on Twitch, our YouTube page, things like that.
Yes. And someone asked if they can participate from East Africa. Yes, you can participate from anywhere in the world. This is a very global event, so we are going to send you swag regardless of where you are located.
What stream should I join if I'm a React front-end developer interested in back-end and AI? I think honestly, like read through the schedule yourself and see which ones are interesting and exciting to you. Offhand, I don't know what we have that's based in React or what addresses back-end or AI. I'm sure there are things that are going to be applicable. I often think of like hackathons and particularly events like this that are really geared on learning. They might not be relevant to what you're working on right now, that interest in backend and AI, but they're extra little tools for your tool belt that you might need in the future, might want to reference in the future. And so take a look through the list. If there's nothing that's super relevant, just look at the stuff that's most exciting or most interesting to you. And then remember, we have a new Global Hack Week each month where you get a different topic of focus and different workshops and things like that. And then I liked this question as well. I have a question regarding if someone creates some really viable product through any such hackathon, will MLH support any kind of funding or something like that? Or is it all about learning and acquiring new skills during hackathons? So MLH doesn't run any sort of like incubator program or do any sort of grants program or anything like that for hacker projects. We actually have had many businesses come out of our hackathons, though. There's that the one that I always hear folks talk about. I don't personally use an iPhone, so someone might need to back me up here, but there's that like little automations feature on iPhones. Mm-hmm. That was made at an MLH hackathon, though, or the first version of it was. I think they were acquired by Apple. So all sorts of things like that. GroupMe came out of a hackathon, I believe. That does happen. MLH does not maintain any sort of control over IP. It's actually one of our requirements for our events. Hackers get to keep their intellectual property. We really believe in, you creating stuff for yourself and creating stuff that you can use in the future as well. So.
Absolutely. And someone asked about blockchain and Web3. I've got to plug our next Global Hack Week is actually all about Web3. So we are very excited about the cool, blockchain hacks we've gotten to see over the past few years. So if this is something that you are interested in as well, our next Global Hack Week is going to be Web3.
Where do I see what the daily challenges are? DevPost doesn't seem to contain any information for the daily challenges. So if you scroll down on DevPost, it does have a couple of our challenges here. These are just the challenges that you submit on DevPost, though. The best place to find all of our challenges is going to be on the live website. So if you click on challenges, this has all of today's challenges, regardless of if they're submitted on DevPost, if they're submitted through a forum, or they're just done by registering for something like the Discord.
We seem to be scrolling down with the questions.
Let's see what else we've got here. So I just don't know what to do as I'm new here. Can anyone explain what I'm expected to do during the data week? Great question. There's a lot going on at these events, so no worries whatsoever. My recommendation would be to follow that live schedule. And you're just going to explore technology and build small projects throughout the course of the week here. You can submit challenges if you'd like to, but really the goal is just for you to have a space where you can learn new things about data, interact with some community members, and kind of get your feet wet. There's no requirements or anything like that. Like, don't sweat this event too much. Whatever is exciting for you is what you should explore this week. Don't worry about like doing things right or like missing things. Like everything you can go back to. It's very relaxed intentionally, and like we want it to be a um, very approachable like way to get into the community. You can kind of go at your own pace.
Yes, absolutely. Someone posted an event link where they weren't able to register. I will go and look at that right after this. It is almost certainly a mistake. You should still be able to register. Someone asked if we were going to have a new Twitch emote with the new mascot. I believe our designer is working on some emojis with our new mascot. So hopefully sometime soon we will roll those out to y'all. Someone asked, can you explain the basics of Discord as I am new to it? No worries at all. What I found with Discord, the best way to kind of get used to it and learn it is just go kind of click around and explore over on it. You will, pick it up quickly as soon as you head over there. But the most important things to know are head up to that channels and roles section and make sure you've grabbed the Global Hack Week role. And then from there, you can go and click through all of our channels, see what folks are saying in there.
What happens after Data Week? We have a new Global Hack Week every month. Our next one coming up is Web3, if I'm not mistaken. I think Mary just said that, and I was already doubting myself. We've got Web3 coming up next month. In addition to that, we run digital hackathons every weekend that we don't have a Global Hack Week going on. And we also have in-person events happening all over the world. You can check out all of that and more on mlh.io, our website. And then somebody here asking, since this is all about learning, can we submit even after the deadline? Like we've mentioned a couple of times here, if you need some extra time to submit something, just open up a ticket on Discord. Mary and I are happy to give you a bonus point. We just do close the submissions because it helps kind of keep everybody moving through the process and checking out new things. If you need a little bit more time to work on a project or work on a challenge, you're more than welcome to take that and let us know, though.
Yes. Here's a good question. What can I do with the earned points? They are completely for fun. They don't correlate with the swag you earn or earning a surprise prize, anything like that. They are just for fun and motivation and some bragging rights.
Okay, a couple of good questions about t-shirts here. I'm just going to put both of these up really quickly. So currently there is not a way to earn a t-shirt from let me restart here. So MLH season tees are provided to us by our friends at Capital One. Right now, they are not available at our in-person events outside of the United States and Canada. Regarding our season tees more generally, though, with online events, if you win first, second, or third place at an online event, we will oftentimes include a season tee. We have some kind of spares that we order on top of what Capital One provides. To make sure that folks participating in those online events get them. They are very limited in supply, though, and so they're not a guaranteed prize. There's something that will occasionally come in your package as we have extras, as we have the ability to give them out. And so the best way to earn those is through winning those top prizes or earning a swag drop, listen to me, a surprise prize at a Global Hack Week. We will often include a t-shirt there as well if we have the extras to do so. We try to get rid of as many t-shirts as we can. We know the community really wants them. We do have some geographic restrictions on where we can give them out, though.
Yes.
Does MLH hire developers or just coaches? So mlh.io/careers, I believe, should have our open jobs. We do have an engineering team at MLH, so we do hire developers, but MLH is actually primarily an events business, right? Or primarily an events and education business, not to discount the fellowship here. Right. Many of the people on our team are technical and come from the hacker community. We're a mission-driven company trying to give back to hackers just like ourselves. But we don't have like a fleet of engineers like a big tech company might.
Yes.
Do we have any sessions on data science, Mary?
We do. We have a ton throughout the week. If you go and check out the schedule, a bunch of kind of more beginner ones. I would particularly recommend Shreyasi's track if you are new to data science.
Somebody here asking if we're going to do anything regarding GDPR during this Global Hack Week. We're not, as far as I'm aware. Mary can correct me if I'm wrong. Generally speaking, GDPR is something that you need to worry about on like a business scale and not something you need to worry about as like a casual hacker or coder. If you are getting started with a business and you like want to learn more about GDPR, there's tons of great resources online, but not something we're going to be covering this weekend. or this week rather.
And someone asked how they can take part in Web3. I am going to link you to our Web3 Global Hack Week right now. If you give me 1 second. There you go.
Okay, will there be a channel for the data doubts after Global Hack Week? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by data doubts here, but our Discord channel stays active for some time after the event. I know our season launch one is still open right now. Ooh, I'm losing my voice. Our data channel will be open after the event, though, and you can always reach out to us over email as well. So Discord and email are still going to be great ways to reach out to us.
Yes.
We did a Global Hack Week on AI/ML earlier this year. We did one back in, was it April? No, April was for APIs.
I want to say February.
So we did do one earlier this year, and we're certainly going to bring it back. I think lots of people are really interested in this, and so I'd expect it to come back next February. But we'll see. The schedule might shift around a little bit as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. This may be my new obsession. I'm glad to hear it. Bug Breaker is very, very exciting.
We love to hear it.
Manav asking, is there any piracy checks for projects which are copied? Both DevPost and Major League Hacking have different processes for piracy. If you suspect anyone of cheating at any of our events or, kind of gaming the system, things like that, you can report them to cheating at Major League Hacking. And I think DevPost is just support at devpost.com. But if you reach out to us, we work and collaborate with the DevPost team on any piracy complaints and address those kind of together, basically. And we work to address those. So yes, there are some checks for it. At a Global Hack Week, we do take that slightly less seriously because folks do work on projects together and things like that. But if you do see someone abusing the system, we're happy to address it and make sure that they are prevented from doing that again in the future.
Yes. Someone asked what sessions are planned for swag drops. We really don't plan out the surprise prizes. They are complete surprises. So it's just randomly throughout the week. There's no way to know which events are going to have one. And then I see another person asked about this event. I'm looking into this, but you will be able to register for it. I promise.
I'm going to do a couple of questions while Mary takes a look at that for y'all. Any tips on getting good at hackathons? I think my honest advice here is I absolutely could give you advice on like winning prizes and, quote unquote, getting good at hackathons. I would actually encourage you not to focus on that. I think one of my least favorite parts about hackathons is that competitive nature. I think my favorite hackers, my favorite projects are oftentimes folks who are there just to build something cool that's like useful for their personal life. And so the piece of advice I'd give you here is like, think about things that maybe are a little silly, like a little like wacky, things that you might not have the opportunity to build elsewhere, right? You're going to go work somewhere and you're going to build like a social media app, or you're going to like set up databases, or, whatever your full-time job requires, right? You're probably never going to go somewhere and like get the opportunity to make like a robot that builds a sandwich for you or something, kind of off the wall like that. And so I'd really encourage you to use hackathons to build those kind of fun, silly things. I think it's Etsy used to have the phrase like code is craft. And I really like to think about like hackathons and projects as like this expression of, things that you don't really get to do elsewhere, I think. I don't know if that makes a ton of sense for folks, but that's kind of where I'm at on this question. So.
I think that's a perfect answer. And for anyone who is following along this, you can now register for. Thank y'all for catching that. Someone asked, by registering for this event and filling out the address form, will I receive a sticker pack? Yes, you earn our basic swag just by doing those two things. Small caveat though, you need to make sure you checked into the event. So if you registered previous days or weeks ago, you need to actually go back to that event page. I'll drop the link one more time for y'all.
Really quickly for this person asking about their Kaggle work, yes, you can integrate your Kaggle work on Global Hack Week.
Of course.
When I try to click on the third challenge, it redirects to a different page. All of those challenges should redirect to a different page. That is the intention. They redirect to what you need to get started. So that should, unless it's the wrong page, if that's what you're saying here, but just a redirect generally should be correct. So.
I will go and double check though.
All right. Somebody asked, could you give an intro to Web3? I hear about it everywhere, but I have no idea. Take this with a grain of salt. I'm not a Web3 expert, but Web3 at its most basic, you can think of as like a distributed system for sharing like data, and like it's privacy focused as well as another really big component of it. So when you hear people talking about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, things like that, it is all based on, what people call Web3. Web 2 is like this emergence of APIs as this really prolific part of technology. And that's what, Web 2 is really, I think about like 10 to 15 years ago, is really like this big wave in technology. And so Web 3 is talking about how blockchain and crypto and things like that are going to be this next wave of development in online applications. So things like decentralized apps you might have heard about, like NFTs, all those components kind of fit under this Web 3 umbrella. At its most basic, though, it's like a distributed ledger that holds data and then is used in applications and things like that. And that's probably I definitely cut some corners in that explanation, but hopefully that gives you a little bit better of an idea what people are talking about there.
Yes.
For challenges, we need to participate via dev post. For certain challenges, you do need to compete or need to participate via dev post. For some, you submit on our forum. The distinction here is any project that has code is typically going to go on dev post, and any challenge that's like submit a photo or like follow us on Twitter or whatever, that is typically going to be over Google Forms and things like that.
Yes.
Excellent questions. Let's go around here. So Ryan, are you at Discord? Can I message you there? If yes, then how? So I talked about this briefly earlier today, but MLHers actually have their DMs disabled on the MLH server intentionally. If you need to reach out to me or other people at MLH through Discord, the best way to do that is through this support tickets channel right here. So you can come in here and you can actually click on one of these and it'll open a private chat with you and an MLHer where they can help you out with whatever your question is. So hopefully it helps out.
Yes. I know Ryan covered this briefly, but we have a very small team of engineers. You can see any open positions at careers.mlh.io.
I saw a question asking us about, yes, I am on LinkedIn. You're welcome to, it's at This Is Ryan Swift. I'm at This Is Ryan Swift basically everywhere online. So, where was the question I saw? Oh, this one. Can you explain your career journey? I saw this person asking a couple of times. I also saw somebody ask a similar question about our journeys at MLH. Mary and I can both take a stab at this if she wants to. On my end here, I started studying computer engineering in college and ended up taking basically like a year or so off from my degree after realizing I didn't love formal education in college, which was a big surprise to me because I really enjoyed high school and like the educational component of it there. I think ultimately I got really lucky in that my brother was already part of the hackathon community, and I was able to get out to these events and start to see how I could use technology to like build things I was actually interested in myself versus just theory. Ultimately ended up switching degrees into IT because it was a little bit easier and allowed me to work full time while I was finishing up my degree and finishing up school. So I started in IT doing network switch programming, which I would not strictly encourage. I mean, if you're into it, you're into it. It's I would not go back to programming network switches if I needed to. And then ultimately, I got very lucky, and MLH had a position open to run our coaches program when I was maybe 3 or 4 months after graduating, and I joined MLH then after having worked part-time for them for forever. And so I've been at MLH now for like 8 years in total, which is wild to me, but been at MLH for quite a while. And so that's a very quick rendition of my career journey and story. Mary, do you want to share yours?
Sure. So on my end, I studied computer science in college. While I was in school, I did a couple different jobs. I interned as a software developer somewhere, but I had a couple jobs in education that I really, really loved. And as I was wrapping up and looking at full-time jobs, I really wanted to find something in education because I like it a lot better than, strictly working as a software developer myself. I had organized a hackathon during college, so I knew about MLH through that. And then I also got very lucky that there was a job opened when I was getting ready to graduate. So I came and started working here a little over 4 years ago now. So that is my my very TLDR career journey.
Alrighty. So I was doing Twitch management on the back end there. I feel like I'm losing my voice, which is not a good sign, but we're slowing down on questions here.
We are slowing down.
This question here was asked multiple times in a row. Mary already addressed this, so I do just want to very quickly say you can apply to be a dev on our careers page, and then we have an engineering team who works on our back end.
Yes.
Appreciate the thank yous from these folks. We are, I think Mary and I both say very commonly, this is one of our favorite things to do with the community. Yeah. So no, thank you for being here and great questions. So
absolutely.
In order to be a coach, how much experience do you need? I think being involved with hosting these events are cool and amazing, but I'm a freshman in university. So for our coaches, we typically look for experience as a community organizer, as a community leader, versus experience as a hacker. So as a coach, your job is more so about organizing events than it is about technical prowess. So if you've organized a club, if you've run a hackathon, if you've done workshops before, that is actually the stuff we look for above technical competency. So some of our best coaches were, freshmen when they joined and stuck with the program for years. We also have some folks that join later on after they've had more experience as well. And so don't sell yourself short here. You're welcome to apply over and over again if you'd like to. We do ask you to wait about 6 months in between applications, but you're not going to be punished for having applied previously and being rejected, I think is really the big thing there.
Yes. And someone asked about the referral swag giveaway. So the reason we don't publicly announce this is at opening ceremony is because it's someone's email address that we collect for it. So the winner of this has been selected. They'll get an email. So that is where we announce that. If you are the winner, you'll see it in your inbox.
Somebody asking here about the total point score process for the MLH sessions. I'm not entirely sure I understand this question the way that it's phrased. In general, though, we basically have a little database on the back end that calculates and pulls in a bunch of different data sources and ultimately rewards you 1 point per activity that you do at this event. That could be completing a challenge, that can be joining a live stream or workshop, and then ultimately we give those points out to you over email so you can see how you're doing over the course of the week. You can see your percentile compared to other hackers and things like that. We used to have a publicly available leaderboard, but we found that it made the event very competitive. And so as a result, we removed that public component and are doing it just over email for folks. And hopefully that answers the questions for y'all.
Yes, I'm going to do a couple of rapid fire questions before we wrap up here. No, we do not give out certificates at this event. Someone asked why they couldn't find part 1. Apologize for the confusion there. Part 1 is just named a little bit differently. It is that first session that Shreyasi is doing tomorrow. And then someone asked what kind of project we have to make. It is completely up to you. Very, very open-ended. We'd love for you to build something with data this week. But if you have something else you want to work on, you are more than welcome to do that as well.
Yes. And then I'm going to take this last question here. Will we receive any sort of certificate for completing Data Hack Week? We do not do certificates for our events currently. We know that there's a lot of interest in this from the Indian community in particular. Ultimately, not everybody cares about these in the same way. If you're looking for some sort of certificate of completion, we'd recommend using your points email on the last day where it has your total points and the things that you participated in that. And that's generally what we'd recommend. Bugbreaker asking a great question that we're going to use to transition ourselves off the camera here. You're going to see us next. Mary, are you on other sessions throughout the week?
I am actually not on any streams until closing ceremony.
I think I'm the same. So we will see you at closing ceremony on Monday of next week.
Yes.
I feel like we'll probably end up poking our heads in here at some point in chat and things like that. And you'll see us in Discord.
You'll see us on Discord and chat, and then you will see our faces next Monday.
Yes, there you go. We appreciate all the really awesome questions today. If you have additional questions or have any other concerns about the event, you're welcome to reach out on Discord. You're welcome to email us. We're happy to help you out and get you pointed in the right direction. Make sure to join Way's session coming up in about 40 minutes. It's going to be a good one. And outside of that, we will see you at the next Global Hack Week. All right, we'll see you at closing ceremony. Any closing words for you, Mary?
I think that's all. Thank you all for joining us. Happy hacking. We will see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.
Adios, everyone.